Welcome back to Martins Ferry, Purple Rider Stadium, with a full house tonight as a great football game is just about ready to unfold. The Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central won the toss, but elected to defer to the second half. They'll kick off, and their kicker is big number 55, Dave Tuttle. He tees it up, and he's ready to go and kicks it deep to the Purple Riders of Martins Ferry. Ball rolls down near the 15-yard line, and it will go out of bounds, and flags will go down on the playing field to start this contest tonight. Earlier, a packed house, both sides of the stadium full tonight, and the end zone is relatively full as well. Folks are standing in the aisleways for this battle of unbeatens in Martins Ferry. First down after the flag and the opening possession at the 35-yard line. Martins Ferry will start it off, the first offensive play of the contest. Jackson drops back to pass. He finds a receiver out to the left side, and it's Lucas. Just outside, Ryan Lucas towards the sideline and hauls one in just across the 50-yard line. A big gainer, and he's pushed out of bounds, but it will be a Ferry first down on the first play from scrimmage. So Martins Ferry strikes quickly, and they do it through the air. Yard line of Steubenville Central. Martins Ferry on the offensive attack. Quarterback Nate Jackson 1 for 1 in the passing department as he found Lucas on the opening play. They go straight in the I formation out of the backfield. That time big defensive play by the Crusaders as Steve Burris takes it right up the gut, but he's met quickly that time by the middle of the line. Bracone on the initial tackle for the Crusaders. And there's two Bracones in the contest tonight. That's Joe Bracone wearing number 51 at the linebacker spot. Gain of only 1 yard on the play, second down and 9 from the 47-yard line. First quarter action from Martins Ferry. Here come the Purple Riders. Jackson dropping back to pass again. Find a receiver out on the wideout, and he hauls it in quickly that time. Appears to be Namack. And it's a gain of about 2 yards on the play. And a correction on the pass reception. It went to Jason Porter. 3rd and 7, balls at the 45-yard line. Here come the Purple Riders of Martins Ferry. Back to pass. They throw it down the sidelines there. Lucas wide open, but it goes over his head and out of bounds. Lucas shrinking down the sideline, being closely covered that time by Paul Marouk. And it'll be a 4th and 7 situation. Ryan Lucas, the punter. And a 4th and 7 situation. High snap, and he gets it way up in the air. And it won't go too far downfield. It'll be fielded at about the 23-yard line. And a fair catch called that time by Paul Marouk. So Marouk hauls it in, and we got 6 points in each contest in their opening 2 of the season. Benji Claus, the quarterback, wearing number 10. Straight T formation in the backfield. Dan Lewis flanked out to the left side. In motion is Marouk. Claus passes on the first play of the contest, is hauled in quickly, and Lewis picks up a couple of yards on the quick outlet pattern, and then he's pulled down by the Ferry defense. That's Kurt Pettit on the tackle, and they'll pick up just about 6 yards on the play. We'll call it second down and 4 from the 29-yard line. Steubenville Catholic Central on their first possession of the contest. Again, both teams coming into this game tonight with perfect 2-0 marks. Claus, the quarterback, up under center, takes the snap, hands off straight through the backfield. That goes to Josh Bracone, and Bracone can't find anything up near the center of the line. Martins Ferry defense dug in quickly that time. Corey Del Guzzo with the tackle down right on the 30-yard stripe. I formation in the backfield. Dan Lewis flanked out to the left side, and Marouk way out to the right. Here's Claus, a handoff to the backfield. Goes to Josh Bracone, and Bracone can't find anything that time either. Maybe picks up a yard before being hauled down, and he'll be short of the first down. It'll be a 4th down situation for Steubenville Catholic Central. Claus in punt formation now for Steubenville Central. Gary Jackson and Nate Jackson are the deep backs for the Purple Riders. First quarter action, no score for Martins Ferry, and Claus puts it up in the air, and he gets a nice punt way down inside the 30-yard line. It'll be fielded by Nate Jackson. Jackson going up the left side. He finds finds an opening, turns the corner across the 50-yard line to the 45. Still has some running room down near the 40, inside the 40-yard line to the 38-yard line. And Nate Jackson on a punt return does his thing and brings it up for great field position for the Martins Ferry Purple Riders inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line before being hauled out of bounds. And he was driven. A 34-yard punt return. 1st and 10 from the 38. Jackson handing off straight up the middle. But nobody there but white shirts from the Crusader defensive unit that time. The center of the Crusader line just ganged up on the Martins Ferry ball carrier, which was Corey Del Guzzo. 8 minutes remaining. First quarter action from Martins Ferry. And we hear a lot of horns going off here in the stadium and also a train going by in the background. Nate Jackson up under center. Jackson looking over the defense. Jackson takes the snap, fakes in the backfield, rolls to the right. He sees a receiver downfield, fell short of the receiver intended for Lucas downfield, and the ball falls into the turf, incomplete. Good coverage that time by the defensive secondary of Steubenville Central. Right on the play, Mike Tomochik. Friday night as these Purple Riders came on strong to beat the Cadets of Lindsley 22-21 after trailing 21-9. Tonight there's no score, and here comes Jackson dropping straight back that time and finding Lewis over the middle downfield. He hauls it in at about the 25-yard line before hitting the turf, and it will be a Martins Ferry Purple Rider first down inside the 25-yard line. Great throw that time by Nate Jackson as he dropped straight back into the backfield, found the pocket quickly, and Ryan Lucas came across the center of the defense and hauled it in. 1st and 10, the Purple Riders from the 25-yard line. Jackson up under center, takes the snap, hands off into the backfield that time, and little gain to the left side of the line. Ball carrier was Don Guthrie. Guthrie, the ball carrier. Just inside the 23-yard line. The Purple Riders of Martins Ferry with the football, and after the great punt return from Nate Jackson, they have good field position. And it goes to Del Guzzo out of the backfield. He finds a hole off the right side of the line. He's down inside the 15-yard line. He'll have a first down for the Purple Riders of Martins Ferry, hauled down in the defensive secondary by Paul Marouk, but a big gain that time by Del Guzzo out of the back, placed at the 14-yard line. Here comes Nate Jackson. Del Guzzo, the only back. 2 wideouts for Martins Ferry. And here comes Burris from the round spot. Burris lined up in the slot position, takes the ball, and goes off the left side. He's hauled down after a gain of about a yard. Chris Canestrero in on the tackle. Dave Tuttle there as well. And that big Crusader defensive line puts the stoppers, but it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 13-yard line. Here's Nate Jackson, the quarterback. Hands off again to Del Guzzo in the backfield. Del Guzzo finds a little bit of running room, gets it down to about the 10-yard line. So Corey Del Guzzo churns his legs and gets down to about them. And a big crowd on hand and a lot of folks down in the end zone as they surround the fence, watching their Purple Riders come right at them. Here's Nate Jackson. Jackson dropping back to pass, looks downfield for Lucas. Lucas is in the end zone, but the ball is overthrown and actually was intended for Dusty Namack coming across the other side of the field. It went well over the head of Lucas as he circled up in the end zone. And Namack came across right into the goalpost, and it went over his head as well. Benji Claus on the coverage for Steubenville Central, and it'll be a 4th and 6 situation. And don't forget, Ryan Lucas, a pretty good kicker.
Ryan Lucas will be attempting
Ryan Lucas.
With Nate Jackson holding.
Jackson the holder. The kick is down and back up again quickly. It is good. 27-yard field goal attempt by Lucas puts the Martins Ferry Purple Riders on the board first. We have a 3-0 score in Martins Ferry tonight, and we'll be back with more exciting high school football action right after this on 14 W.
Then enjoy a snack in Foggy Bottom's 19th hole that includes Flavor Burst ice cream. It's a course like you may never have seen before in front of the Elm Grove Lanes on East Cove Avenue.
You're listening to Sports Information and Entertainment Radio, and your home for Ohio State football and basketball.
3-0 the score as the Martins Ferry Purple Riders got a field goal from Ryan Lucas. They lead it 3-0 at the 5:33 mark of the first quarter. The 27-yarder went zooming through, and now the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central have the ball after a short kickoff. They'll have a first down at the 28-yard line. Here comes Benji Claus. He drops back, finds a pocket, being rushed quickly and dumps it out to the left side. He finds Josh Bracone. Bracone hauls it in and scrambles up past the line of scrimmage and picks up a couple of yards. Bracone hauls it in nicely, and then it's been hauled down by Brady Gassmeyer, the defensive back on the right side of the field. Handling out of the backfield. And we'll call it second down and about 7 to go. Ball's placed down at the 31-yard line. I formation in the Crusader backfield. Claus up under center. There's a long count and the snap. Claus fakes again, drops back into the pocket. Looks downfield, goes for a receiver and can't find anything open that time. That's Frank Lawyer. Lawyer went in motion, went to the right side and went down and made a quick turn. And it will stay at second down. And the motion penalty will be assessed against the Crusaders. And the ball is taken back to the 14-yard line. And instead of a motion penalty, that would be a holding penalty against the offensive line of Steubenville Catholic. Claus, the handoff straight up the gut that time, and just a little bit of running room by Mike Tomachik. Tomachik gets it back up to the 20-yard line before being hauled down. And the Ferry defense is there. Dusty Namack in on the tackle, 21-yard line, 3:50 remaining. First quarter action, 3-0 Martins Ferry. Ball's at the 21-yard line of the Crusaders. Benji Claus up under center. Claus drops back quickly, and the ball is batted at the line of scrimmage. And a good job that time by the Martins Ferry defender, Scott Sadowski. Gets his hands way up in the air and bats the pass into the turf. It'll make it 4th down. And so the Crusaders will be forced into a punting situation once again. He's a big 6'1" senior, and Canestrero limps off the field under a nice round of applause, and will return to action. Claus in punt formation for Steubenville Central, 4th and 18. Punting down inside the 20-yard line and sends it upfield nicely. Fielded by Nate Jackson at the 35-yard line. Jackson trying to go to the left side, makes the turn but can't get anywhere after that. It's pulled down nicely on the turf just after making the turn. Paul Maruth does a good job that time of getting the ankles of Nate Jackson, and the ball will be placed down at the 45-yard line. The stellar quarterback, the team leader, with a great punt return, giving them a good field position, then a couple of nice passes downfield on the first drive. Here comes Jackson, first play from scrimmage, finds a receiver wide open downfield, and he hauls it in and then fumbles the football. That's Gary Nixon hauling it in, and Gary Nixon is hit just across the 50-yard line, and Paul Maruch is there to make the stop and the coverage again. So Nate Jackson rolled to the right side, found Nixon downfield, and Nixon hauled it in nicely, and it was cracked just about the midfield stripe by Maruch, and that big hit caused the fumble, and the Crusaders come up with a football here in the first quarter. 3 minutes remaining, and Steubenville Catholic Central has the football at their own 45-yard line, first down. Benji Claus, the quarterback I formation out of the backfield, hands off to Jason Geary. Geary picks up 5 yards, straight up the gut that time. So the Crusaders coming on strong after the Martins Ferry turnover at the 3-minute mark of the first period. And after a couple of quiet possessions for Steubenville Central, that certainly livened up the crowd, and the offense came out smoking as well. The dog and the little guy that came after him got a nice round of applause from both sides of the field. And so we'll get back to football. 2nd and 5 from the 50. Benji Claus running his offense. Hand off straight up the gut. Once again, that's Jason Geary trying to find the same hole, and they found a weakness that time in the Ferry defense. He picks up 4 more that time. So the Crusaders going off left tackle 2 times in a row and picking up 9 solid yards right up the gut, making it about 3rd and just a little over a yard from the 46-yard line. So Geary does his job, comes back to the sidelines. I formation backfield once again for the Crusaders into Purple Rider territory. Frank Lawyer in motion to the right side. Claus now goes to the right with the football, and he'll get the first down as he makes it across the right end, is turning the corner nicely. Tackled on the play by Steve Burris. Here's into Martins Ferry territory a couple of plays ago after the first down. And the clock is down to 1:25 remaining in the first quarter of action here from Purple Rider Stadium. 3-0 Martins Ferry on the scoreboard. Claus with the football, dropping straight back. Looking downfield, it's intercepted. And that's Dusty Namack. Dusty Namack wide open coming down the left side, and Claus is there for the game-saving tackle. Dusty Namack hauled it in nicely as he ran right in front of the intended receiver. Namack with hands held over his head, hauled him the football and streaked down the far sideline, returning the football to about the 20-yard line. And the only guy left there to save the touchdown was Benji Claus. And the Purple Riders have the football at the 21-yard line. Nate Jackson handing off to Burris off the left side. Burris finds a big hole in some running room down inside the 10-yard line to about the 8-yard line. Steve Burris with the football. So Burris plows his way down near the Crusader goal line. Namack picked that ball off at about the 45-yard line, returned it down to the 18. Jackson up under center, handing off that time to Corey Del Guzzo, and Guzzo can't get anything off the left side of the line. A good defensive effort that time by the Crusaders, headed up by Joe Petrozzi, and it'll make it second down for the Purple Riders. Again, it's just 3-0, and the clock is ticking away with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Nate Jackson, the stellar quarterback, trying to lead his Martins Ferry Purple Riders. They've been behind both weeks of football, but came back strong to win 2 straight contests. And that's the end of the first quarter of action from Martins Ferry's Purple Rider Stadium. It's the Purple Riders 3 and the Crusaders nothing. We'll return with the second quarter and a whole lot more right after with the football. The Purple Riders of Martins Ferry after the big interception from Dusty Namack. Second down and 9 from the 9-yard line, and the second quarter is now underway. Ball is handed off to Burris out of the backfield, and Burris is met soundly at the line of scrimmage. Joe Petrozzi is there, and also assisted up inside by Chris Canestraro, Duke Forte. And the Crusader defense waiting attentively. Martins Ferry in the I formation of the backfield. Split out wide to the right side is Ryan Lucas. Nate Jackson fakes the pitch. There goes Lucas into the end zone. The ball is thrown over his head, and it'll be a 4th down situation. And the Crusader defense holds on tough again. And let's see what happens this time, if Lucas will come back out to kick the field goal. He's already made one this evening. And we're at the and now he'll line up again, this time at the other end of the stadium. Jackson, of course, is the holder. And the ball is down. It's faked. Bobbled in the backfield that time. And flipped out to the side. And they try to pass it into the end zone, and it's batted away by the Crusaders. So the fake field goal attempt goes incomplete into the end zone. Nice play call that time by Martins Ferry, but I'll tell you what, the Crusader defense was right there. Jackson had the hold, and what he did, bobbled it around a bit and pitched it out to Chad Brinker to the right side of planned play. However, Brinker tossed it into the end zone, but the defense was right there to bat it away. And new life for the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central. And a great defensive effort that time at the 11:15 mark of the second quarter. And so the Crusaders have the football 1st and 10 from the 9-yard line. Benji Claus up under center. He rolls to the left side, this time being chased by the Martins Ferry defenders. Claus turns the corner up across the 20 to 25-yard line. A big gainer that time at a 1st down for Steubenville Catholic Central, as quarterback Benji Claus just turned and went to the left side all the way around the end. Got the 1st down. 26. Second quarter action from Martins Ferry Stadium tonight. Claus up under center once again. Ball is pitched back to the right side. And the ball carrier that time, Josh Burcone. And Burcone is hauled down at the line of scrimmage. Namack initially on the tackle, also assisted that time. Martins Ferry, 3-0. The Purple Riders in front of the Crusaders. 2 unbeaten squads battling it out on the turf tonight. Claus running the offense, turns, straight handoff in the I formation backfield, and the ball goes to Burcone. Burcone picks up a couple, but met soundly as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Namack is there again on the initial hit. Chad Brinker there to help out as well, and also the defensive end, Jason Porter. 3rd and 4 to go. 33-yard line is where the ball is placed down. But not a lot of points thus far. 3-0 score. Martins Ferry in front. Benji Claus, the quarterback, up under center. In motion is Paul Marouk. Marouk coming right at us here on the right side. He'll go downfield. Claus will throw. And he throws to the tight end that time. Dan Lewis on the curl pattern. Hauls it in about chest high. And Lewis picks up a Crusader first down just near the 50-yard line. So Lewis just curled right into the opening and received the football. First down for Steubenville Catholic. 1st and 10 from the 48. Claus handoff straight up the middle that time. Mike Tomachik with the football. And Tomachik is brought down after a gain of about 5 yards, maybe 6. Sam Zinn is... They call it officially 2nd and 5. Looks more like about 4 yards, maybe 4.5. 8:30 remaining second quarter. Steubenville Catholic with the football. Claus, a fake handoff up the gut. He's dropping deep back in the backfield. They have a receiver downfield, and he's hauled in that time downfield. Josh Petrozzi hauls the football in. And there was a mix-up back there somewhere, and there was no one to hand it to. So the ball is just outside the 5-yard line now. 2nd down for the Crusaders. Steubenville Catholic from 3-0. 2nd down situation. Claus trying to line up his team offensively. I formation in the backfield. Claus will roll to the right side. Takes the ball down inside the 5. Hit soundly at about the 3-yard line and driven out of bounds. Namack there on the initial stop. Also assisted that time by Scott Sadowski. And Claus is driven out of bounds. And it's about the 2.5-yard line. Wearing number 19 running in place for the Crusaders. He'll be split wide to the left side. And to the right side is Dan Lewis. Klaus, the quarterback, handoff straight up the middle that time. It'll be a touchdown for Steubenville Central. Handoff goes to Mike Tomachik that time. Tomachik found a big hole off the left side of the line and gets it into the end zone. And the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central are on the board. They lead this one 6-3 in the second quarter. So Mike Tomachik will get the 3-yard touchdown as they officially write it in the book. Joe Petrozzi, the holder. And the kick is blocked at the line of scrimmage by the Martins Ferry defenders. The Martins Ferry gets through the line of scrimmage quickly. It looked like Chad Brinker was the guy that had his hands high in the air getting the block, but needless to say, the Crusader fans are up on their feet and still have...
You're listening to high school football on 1400 WKWK Sports and Information Radio.
And we're back at Martins Ferry Stadium. Kickoff from the Crusaders to the Purple Riders. Martins Ferry with the football. And returning the kick that time for Ferry is Don Guthrie out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. So stellar quarterback wearing number 9, a senior, 5'9", very quick athlete, was a wideout. Converted into a quarterback and does an excellent job. Lucas is split out to the right side and flags on the field and appears to be offsides against the Crusaders. Okay, good evening and welcome aboard. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Pat Clutter bringing you the action, and it's been a dandy thus far. Here comes Nate Jackson rolling on the backfield, rolling to the right side, trying to get one to Corey Del Guzzo, and it falls to the turf, incomplete. And exciting first half thus far. And as we indicated, not a seat left in the place, and there are plenty of folks standing in the end zone. Here's Nate Jackson up under center. Full house backfield for Martins Ferry. Gary Jackson split out wide to the left side. Handoff goes straight up the middle that time, and ball carrier is Del Guzzo. He's hauled down by Duke Forte in the defensive unit. And again, they're on their own 32-yard line. Nate Jackson, the quarterback. I formation in the backfield. Jackson will drop straight back. Throws quickly to the right side to Lucas, and Lucas hauls it in. And it will be a reception for Lucas and a first down for Martins Ferry. 1st and 10 for the Purple Riders. I formation again in the backfield. It's Burris and Del Guzzo in the back. Lucas wide to the left side. Handoff goes straight up the middle to Corley Del Guzzo. Del Guzzo's hauled down quickly. And a big defender right on the play that time. Tony Cannella. The Purple Riders trailing this one now 6-3. The Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central on top. I formation in the backfield. Jackson the quarterback. Long count this time. Handoff goes back to Burris. Burris finds some room, spins at the line of scrimmage, and appears to have picked up another first down for the Martins Ferry Purple Riders. Good job that time by Steve Burris out of the backfield, finding the hole, but is spinning free. Tony Cannella got the stop out of his linebacker position, but it will be a Martins Ferry first down. Martins Ferry with the football. Lucas split wide to the right side. And to the left side is Gary Orban. Here comes Jackson on the rollout, running the option. Jackson chooses to keep it himself that time and picks up a nifty 7 or 8 yards on the play. Nate Jackson, the quick turn upfield. He's hauled down nicely by Paul Marouk, but Jackson picked up almost 9 yards after the initial fall and placement of the football. In quarter, Jackson breaks from the huddle. I formation of the backfield once again. Jackson fakes at the line of scrimmage, and he's nailed quickly that time. Joe Bracone came right through the line that time, and Jackson, who faked up the center of the gut, was nailed by Bracone and dropped in the backfield for a big loss. And he falls back about 4, but the folks here don't like the placement of the football as the fans are up on their feet yelling at that one. So they gave him a little bit of procedure on the play, and the visiting fans from Steubenville Catholic did not like the placement of the football. It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 39. Jackson up under center. Lucas split wide to the right side. Jackson drops back to pass and does downfield. There's Lucas on the rollout from the sideline pattern again. Hauls it in nicely before being driven out of bounds. It appears to be another Martins Ferry first down. Ryan Lucas been very successful on that pass play tonight. Was placed down right at the 30-yard line. Danny Lewis was in on the last tackle after Lucas hauled it in. A fumble in the backfield of Martins Ferry. Let's see what happens with the football. It looks like the Purple Riders have recovered. Jackson had a bit of a scramble in the backfield as he went out from under center, dropped the football on the turf, but Corey Del Guzzo was right there to help him. Pass is completed down the left side, and we find an opening. Don Guthrie gets by the defenders that time, as Steubenville Central had that read pretty nicely, but really missed the tackle is what they did. They call it as we see it. Josh Bracone right there, Paul Marouk right there. They read the play very, very well, but just did not make the tackle. And the Purple Riders come up with a big, big play to get them out of the hole that time. They were 23 yards away and picked it all up on that play, and it'll be a 1st and 10 situation from the 18-yard line. Now it'll be an I formation backfield. Del Guzzo in the fullback slot. Lucas split wide to the right side. Jackson, handoff to Corey Del Guzzo. Off the right side, picks up a couple of yards. Hit initially by big Crusader linebacker.
Just come in to any of the 4 Belmont Savings Banks nearest you, insured by the FDIC.
Belmont Savings Bank, we can share the dream.
Ford with a touchdown of 17 yards to senior tight end Dusty Namack. And now they'll attempt the point after touchdown. Jackson the holder, Lucas the kicker. It's down and back up again, and it's up through the uprights, and it is good. And so the Martins Ferry Purple Riders have struck right before the halftime break with 1:06 remaining in the second period. Brower does the kickoff duties. Lucas does the punting and the extra points and the field goals. Brower kicks a low line drive, and it's taken about the 18-yard line. And returned nicely that time by Bracone up across the 30 to the 34-yard line. So the
34-yard line, 1st and 10.
10-6 score. Martins Ferry in front of the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central. The Crusaders with the football. Benji Claus, the quarterback. Claus hands off straight up the gut that time. Little yardage right in the middle of the line by the deep back Mike Tomachik. 2nd and 8 from the 36-yard line. Frank Lawyer in the ball game now, split wide to the right side. Dan Lewis split to the left side. Claus up under center. Quick snap that time. Claus drops back deep and goes downfield. intended for Lawyer, and it'll be almost picked off by Lucas, but it's falls. Josh Percone, Mike Tomacic, both in the I formation. Handoff goes to the fullback, Tomacic. He'll get a couple of yards up the middle, and the clock will tick down in the first half from Martins Ferry Purple Rider Stadium, and a timeout is called just as the clock ticked away, so 6 seconds remaining, and the Crusaders call for a timeout here in the first half of action. This definitely prevent defense. They have all kinds of folks spread throughout the field, and Steubenville Central in punt formation, of course, and they'll just punt it away to end the first half of action. So the ball will roll down inside the 5-yard line, and that'll end the first half from Martins Ferry Stadium tonight. The Purple Riders lead this one by a 10, Crusaders 6, just about ready to start the second half of action. And the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central, who won the toss tonight but elected to defer to receive here in the second half, will receive the football. And we're just about ready to get it underway here from Martins Ferry's Purple Rider Stadium to start the second half of action. The kick is taken by Marouk at the 20-yard line. He's across the 30 to the 35, up near the 40, and pushed back near the 38-yard line to Paul Marouk, and a nice return that time for the Crusaders. Quarterback is Benji Claus, wearing the white uniform with blue numerals, blue helmets with a big C across the top, handoff in the backfield. That goes to Jason Geary, who goes straight up right tackle that time. Geary hauled down by Scott Sadowski. Witnessing an exciting high school football contest. Frank Lawyer split wide to the left side. I formation in the backfield. The hand goes straight up the gut. Big yardage this time from the fullback position. Mike Tomacic finds a hole, and he'll get a big Crusader first down across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Mike Tomacic took the handoff from Benji Claus, found the hole off the left side of the line, and gained some big yardage as he angled across the field. And he's all the way down to the 45-yard line into Purple Rider territory. Key formation in the backfield this time. Marouk split wide to the right side. Claus up under center. Handoff goes straight up the gut. Once again, they found the hole there again, and Jason Geary will get some good yardage this time across the 40 to the 39-yard line, and he's pulled down in the secondary. Crusaders on their initial possession of the second half, generating some offense. Here's Claus. Handing off again. Big hole on the left side of the line again, and that's the deep back Jason Geary once again, and he'll pick up a few more yards, very close to a Crusader first down, and the ball is placed at about the 40-yard line. He'll be about a foot short of that one. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Side split out wide. Dan Lewis, flanker to the left side. Claus up under center. Takes the snap. Handoff straight up the middle again. Goes to Geary. Geary across the 40 down to the 37-yard line. A first down for the Crusaders. And the Crusaders keep running it right up the gut this time, and their offensive line doing the job clearing out the holes against the Martins Ferry Purple Rider defense. Stop made that time by Jason Porter, but it all came after the Crusaders got a first down. Ball's placed down at the 33-yard line. Third quarter action from Martins Ferry. Crusaders with a football. Claus sprints out to the left side that time. He rolls wide and turns the corner. Across the 25-yard line down near the 20. Benji Claus does his job that time. Made the nice turn. And when he turned upfield, found himself all alone. Corey Delguzzo on the stop, but the 3-yard line officially. Wide to the right this time for the Crusaders, Brent Ferroni. Claus hand up straight up the gut this time. Good yardage once again for Mike Tomacic that time. Across the 20-yard line down near the 18. Porter and Jackson on the Ferry defense huddles up. Both teams now breaking the huddle. Claus comes to the line of scrimmage. Lawyer split wide to the right. I formation backfield. Claus up under center. Takes the snap. Drops back to pass. Finds the pocket. Looks downfield into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central as they go to the end zone for Dan Lewis. Hauls that one in from the 18-yard line. Dan Lewis came off the tight end position on the left side. Went straight under the goalpost pattern and continued on his streak and hauls it in from Benji Claus for the Crusader touchdown at the 8:18 mark of the third quarter. Touchdown puts the Crusaders on top 12-10. They'll go for the point after touchdown here after the timeout. Big offense that time at a big series after the return out to about the 34-yard line. They marched it all the way down the field. Steubenville Central on top. Joe Petrozzi, the holder. Claus will attempt the point after touchdown. 8:18 remaining third quarter action. It's down, and Claus kicks it up, and no signal as of yet. It is good. So Benji Claus gives his team some new life as he finds Lewis into the end zone, and the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central up on their feet, and the folks are high-fiving all over the place. We'll return with more exciting high school football action from Martins Ferry right after this. On
To you by the 1400 WKWK Sports Booster Club. Club sponsors include the Health Plan of the Upper Ohio Valley, Grow with the Health Plan, and the Wireless One Network. Cellular phones for any purpose. Call the Wireless One Network in St. Clairsville today at 695-9611. The 1400 WKWK Sports Booster Club.
From the 30. Jackson, the quarterback. This is their first possession of the second half with the Martins Ferry offensive unit. Jackson, deep back in the backfield, finds Burris. Burris, a big hole on the left side of the line, and Burris sneaks through the line, picks up 3 or 4 yards before being wrestled down that time. And the Crusaders on top in this one, 13-10. I formation backfield. Gary Jackson, split wide to the right. Ball handed off to Burris. Big hole in the middle of the line across the 40 to the 45-yard line, the 46, all the way near the 50-yard stripe before being wrestled down that time in the secondary of Steubenville Central. That time just short of the 50. Here come the Martins Ferry Purple Riders. Split wide to the left side. Brady Gassmeyer. I formation in the backfield. Handoff goes to Burris. He almost fumbles it and then finds a host of Crusaders at the line of scrimmage. Being headed up that time by Tony Cannella. And a loss on the play. Bobbled the football a bit, and there to greet him was Tony Cannella and a host of Crusaders. Dropping him for the 1-yard loss. I formation backfield. Here comes Jackson again from the quarterback spot. Jackson will pitch out to the right side. Ball goes to Guthrie, who finds some running room, turns the corner, gets it back across the 50-yard line to about the 49-yard line. Maybe the 48. We'll wait for the placement of the football. So pitch out wide to the right side that time to Guthrie. Here come the Purple Riders. Breaking wide to the left side is Brady Gassmeyer. Slot back formation in the backfield. Here comes Jackson rolling here towards the left side of the field. Jackson will be chased, and he turns the corner and goes upfield towards the first down, and there is a flag down on the playing field. It appears to be a clip against Martins Ferry, but Jackson did turn the corner, and he got enough yardage for the first down. But they'll probably bring that one back. Good pursuit that time on behalf of the Central Defensive Unit. Frank Loyer right there chasing Jackson. Time after they had just crossed the 50, it'll be 3rd and 20. We'll call it about 21 yards. I formation backfield. Del Guzzo and Guthrie in the backfield. Jackson the quarterback. Gary Jackson split wide to the right along with Lucas. Fake and the reverse, a fake reverse. Nate Jackson going downfield to Lucas, and it's batted away. Pass intended for Lucas downfield near the 30-yard line. Broken up, but a player is down on the field. And it will be a timeout on the playing field for the injured player who came around from the wide right end position. And up off the playing field for the Steubenville Central defensive unit. On the field now, back deep with Claus. And the Martins Ferry Purple Riders in punt formation. Lucas is the punter. He puts it up nicely. And a fair catch is called by Benji Claus. And so the Crusaders thus far, and I'm sure we're going to see some more scoring before it's all over. Steubenville Catholic with the football. I formation in the backfield. Claus, the quarterback. Handoff goes straight up the gut that time to number 31. That, of course, is Jason Geary, who's generated some more offense here in the second half. handling the football a little bit more, finding some yardage on the left side of the line, picking up about 4 yards, nearly 5 of the play, but it'll be called 2nd and 6 from Martins Ferry. Glad you could join us. Hope you'll stay with us tonight. Claus, the quarterback, handing off this time to Mike Tomachik. Tomachik finds no running room whatsoever as he hits the center of the line. Spearheaded that time. Benji Claus, the quarterback, I formation in the backfield again. 2 wideouts split to the left side. Claus will roll out to the left, trying to find some room, and he can't find anything, but there is a flag on the field. Claus rolled out to the left side that time, was met nicely by Del Guzzo. Thrown for a loss of the play, but a flag is down to the playing field. We'll wait to see what the official call is, and it is holding against Steubenville Catholic. Gary Jackson and Nate Jackson, the deep backs for Martins Ferry. Claus puts it up in the air. And the ball bounces at about the 35-yard line. Gary Jackson hauls it in and crosses the 40 to the 41-yard line. And he's tackled quickly and nicely. Pulled down by Matt Gold. An 18-yard touchdown pass from Claus to Dan Lewis after a 67-yard Crusader drive. Quarterback trap play ran by the Martins Ferry Purple Riders. Nate Jackson then pitches it out to the right side to Burris, and the Purple Riders pick up about 6-7 yards on the play. But Nate Jackson broke from the huddle. Second down. And about 3.5, maybe 4 yards to go for Martins Ferry 48-yard line. I formation backfield. Lucas split wide to the right side. Jackson hands it off right up the gut. A gain of about 1 yard on the play, but there's the defense of Steubenville Catholic there to greet Cordy Del Guzzo. Big stop that time. Up. Leading in this contest over an unbeaten Martins Ferry squad. Crusaders unbeaten as well. Both teams struggling to try to keep that streak alive. Here's Jackson, the pass to the left side. Goes right through the fingertips of Dusty Namack, who's played an exceptional game thus far tonight, but just couldn't find the handle on that one. Namack felt it right in his gut. It slipped through, went down to the turf. 4th down, Martins Ferry. Robert Orsini. The Claus and Maruth back deep on formation for Martins Ferry. A fake punt try, and they're going to get a first down and big yardage on the play as the fake punt goes to the right side, and it is handled by Chad Brinker. Streaks up the field that time, picks up a Martins Ferry first down. So the Purple Riders of Martins Ferry. The Crusaders anticipated it coming, but just couldn't react quickly enough, and Brinker gets the first down from 35-yard line. Here comes Nate Jackson handing off in the backfield. No gain in the play, probably a loss out of the backfield that time. Ball carrier was Don Guthrie, and he's thrown to the turf behind the line of scrimmage. Initial hit made by Joe Petrozzi that time. Also, Purple Riders with the football in I formation. Del Guzzo and Guthrie in the backfield. Lucas split wide to the right side. Long count from Nate Jackson, the quarterback. Hands off into the backfield. No, he doesn't. He fakes it, rolls out to the right side, throws downfield. Receiver is there, but the ball is batted to the turf. Good defensive effort that time by the Crusader defense as the ball went downfield, and it was intended for Jason Porter. 3, Nate Jackson, the stellar senior quarterback, calling his team from the huddle. I formation. Lucas split out wide to the right, and here to the left side is, or Lucas is the left rather, and the short pass out of the backfield that time goes to Don Guthrie on the left side. Guthrie picks up 3 or 4 yards, but it certainly won't be enough for a first down. Last time was Gassmeyer. Lucas was to the left side. This time out wide to the right will be Don Guthrie. Lucas to the left. Jackson in the backfield, drops back. He'll go to Guthrie on the right side. Guthrie has held it. He held the ball in, and he was just hammered and fumbles the football, and it is recovered by the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central. What a hit that time in the backfield. And Bracone put the hit on Guthrie. The ball went to the turf and was recovered by Tony Cannella. Boy, you can feel that one all the way up here in the press box. What a brutal hit coming out of the secondary position by Bracone. Guthrie hauled it in nicely on the cross pattern and appeared to have had the first down, but Bracone met him there, and the ball went to the turf. And that will end the third quarter of play from Purple Rider Stadium with the score. The Crusaders 13 and the Purple Riders 10. We'll be back with a football action from Purple Rider Stadium in Martins Ferry, and nobody has left their seats in this one. It's excitement all the way through. 13-10. The Crusaders leading it at this point, and Martins Ferry just threatening, and a big hit by Josh Pregone gives the football back to the Crusaders again after the fumble. Here comes Steubenville Catholic. Claus, the quarterback, rolling out to the right side. Tries to turn the corner, and he's hauled down to the backfield. A good defensive job that time by Martins Ferry. To go. Here comes the offensive unit of the Crusaders. Split wide to the left is Frank Lawyer. Claus in the backfield gives the handoff to Mike Tomachik. He tiptoes his way off the right side of the line, picks up a couple of yards. It'll make it 3rd down and 8 to go. And Steubenville has the football from their own 27-yard line. Claus, the quarterback, drops right back into the pocket, looks downfield. They have an opening. And a long pass play is hauled in just over the 50-yard line by Big Dan Lewis. So Danny Lewis made the turn, found an opening downfield, and Claus just tossed it up nicely. Lewis crosses the 50 down to about the 44-yard line before being driven out of bounds. Claus leading his team in the I formation out of the backfield. Pitch to the right side. The option play. They turn the corner. Jason Geary, and Geary picks up about 8 yards. Hit quickly, though, near the sideline after he made the turn, bowled his way up, and then picked up a few more. Already leading by 3. They'd like to put some more points on the board. I formation again in the backfield. Very little running room off the left side of the line that time. That's Tomachik. 3rd down and 2 from the 36-yard line. 9:33 fourth quarter action. Crusaders with a football and a 3-point lead. 13-10. Crusaders handoff right up the gut that time. Jason Geary gets the first down for the Crusaders. Tackle made by Scott Sadowski, but it is a first down for Steubenville Catholic as the ball is placed down at about the 32-yard line. In fourth quarter. Claus up under center, takes the snap. Geary with the football again, bounces off the line of scrimmage and almost found some running room. Good tackle that time by Corey Del Guzzo. Geary bounced off the left tackle, went wide, found some running room, but Del Guzzo was there to make the stop. Has come back 2 straight weeks to win in the fourth quarter. Let's see what happens tonight. Here's the Crusaders with the football. I formation, backfield fumble, and it is going to be recovered by Martins Ferry. Claus stuck it right in the gut of Mike Tomachik. It went to... And here come the Purple Riders. Nathan Jackson, the quarterback. Jackson will drop into the pocket. He'll look downfield. There's Lucas being covered that time by Paul Maruk, and ball is incomplete. A good field goal kicker. He's got a 27-yarder tonight. Won the first game against Cambridge with a field goal. Here comes Jackson. Handoff goes to Burris, left side of the line. Burris gets a few. Then with the tackle, split out wide to the right side. Burris in the backfield, along with Del Guzzo. Or that could be Gary Nixon. It is Nixon. But Nixon and Burris in the I formation. Counter play, and Jackson goes back deep, and he's going to be nailed in the backfield for a loss. And a great read that time by the Steubenville Central defenders. That's big number 55, Dave Tuttle, the kicker. And Tuttle read that nicely. Came back, and Jackson went to fake on the counter play, dropped back into the pocket. And Jackson looked up, and there was... is Lucas. And Claus and Maruk will be the deep backs for the Crusaders. We're in the fourth quarter. Crusaders on top by 3. Lucas handles the punt and gets it downfield. It will be fair cut by Maruk at the 48-yard line. So the Crusaders... Dan Lewis put himself in contention after that big pass play. The 18-yard touchdown he hauled in. Now we're in the fourth quarter, and here come the Crusaders. Pitch back to the right side from Claus out to Jason Geary. Geary's done a nice job for the Crusaders late in the game tonight. Geary P. Claus takes his team out of the huddle, I formation. Martins Ferry's defensive unit tries to dig in, handoff straight up the gut. Gain of about a yard on the play. Burris got the stop, and McCone, I believe, was the ball carrier. Hard to see his number from this angle, but a very cool September night. You can feel the autumn in the air, and football is here. Here comes Claus as he rolls out to the left side. Claus turns up the field, a flag on the field. Claus gets the first down yardage, but we'll have to wait and see what the flag is. Nate Jackson on the stop. Jackson had some help that time, but made the initial hit. Also in on the tackle, the quarterback, Benji Claus, went down to the field and came limping off to the sideline. So an unfortunate break for Claus. He did come off the field under a nice round of applause. We'll remain to see what happens to him. He is on the sideline right now. Petrozzi, the quarterback, takes the snap, fires out to the left side. He gets the completion, but the receiver fell down in the backfield. That was Denny Lewis. Hauled it in nicely above his head. Then went to turn to run upfield and slipped on the again to see what they can do with it here in the closing moments of the fourth quarter. Claus takes a low snap, gets it up in the air again, and it'll go downfield to Gary Jackson. Gary Jackson taking it off the left side. He's nailed quickly that time, and a flag goes down on the field. Paul Maroon got the nice tackle, but immediately after the tackle, a flag went down to the playing field. And that appears to be what the call will be. So the Martins Ferry Purple Riders will have an even stronger uphill battle to go with their offensive unit. From Purple Rider Stadium, Gary Jackson will split wide to the left side. Ryan Lucas to the right. Nathan Jackson, the quarterback. The deep back is Burris. Jackson. Nate Jackson with the football. Finding some running room. Goes off the left side. Big running room from Nate Jackson up across the 30, the 35, to the 40-yard line. And he's finally hauled down after the opening. Nate Jackson, a big play man for Martins Ferry, makes it happen once again all the way from the 11-yard line across to the 41-yard line. First and 10. Ball is officially placed at the 39. Nate Jackson drops back. This time passes downfield, trying to find the tight end, and he was wide open across the middle. Football. Ryan Lucas split wide to the right. Here comes Gary Jackson in motion. Nate Jackson drops back, gets some blocking. He'll have to scramble out of the pocket, no. And he's dumped way back in the backfield, and a big play once again by Paul Marouk. And Marouk has done the job from their own 28-yard line. And what bigger play can we ask for than this one? Third down. Nate Jackson drops back, finds a receiver across the middle, and he hauls it in, but he's nailed. Brady Gassmeyer hauls one in at about the 40-yard line, and he's knocked all the way back to the 39. It'll be a 4th and 10 situation.
State football and basketball, high school football, and Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. 1400 WKWK AM Wheeling.
Fourth down, Nate Jackson dropped back, finds Ryan Lucas over the middle, and a big play for the Martins Ferry offensive unit. Let's see what the call is. The ball went to the turf after the tackle, and he stays down as a first down at the 40-yard line. 2:26 on a turning clock. Could these Cardiac kids do it again in the fourth quarter? Jackson under center, drops back to pass. The quarterback option play, trying to find some running room, trying to do it himself. He can't find much room, but gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nate Jackson that time looking for... Jack Prettyman starts it up, and it's turning at 1:45. Nate Jackson, the quarterback. Jackson will drop back into the pocket. Gary Jackson out to the right side, and out of the backfield is Chad Brinker, who came out of the backfield, went over Cambridge last week by a point over Lindsley. They trail now by 3. Nate Jackson up under center. Long count. Jackson will drop back. A screen pass. And it goes to Gary Jackson, who slips on the turf, and it's incomplete again. And Nate Jackson is nailed after he makes the pass. Smothering Nate Jackson after the pass that last play. And here comes Jackson again to the line of scrimmage. Quick count this time. Drops back, looks downfield. Lucas over the middle. Ball's batted away by a defender. Lucas almost hauls it in, and then it goes to the turf, and it'll be incomplete. And that was a 4th down situation. And there's still 1:28 to go. Crusaders with a football. And off in the backfield to McCone. McCone finds some big yardage, generates his feet, moves with the football, picks up a first down.
On 1400 WKWK Sports and Information Radio.
Back to Martins Ferry, Purple Rider Stadium. The Crusaders with the football in a 1st and 10 situation. Handoff goes right up the gut to Jason Gary. He's met quickly by the Crusaders. Have the football and a 3-point lead late in the game. Benji Claus will come to the sideline this time and talk to his coach as they try to re-gear and group up on the offense. That's the final timeout for the Purple Riders, so they're going to have to make something happen. Again, only 1:13 on the clock. Martins Ferry has called their last timeout. Has been the difference in this game tonight. 13-10, Steubenville Central. In I formation, Claus will come up to the line of scrimmage. Sets his team up. The quick count and the handoff in the backfield goes to Jason Geary off the right side. Geary tries to turn his feet and get a few, but can't find much running room. Namack in on the tackle. Also Nate Jackson in the huddle. And the clock is under a minute. We may see one more play in this one. Clock is turning. Martins Ferry cannot call a timeout. Steubenville Central with the football. 13-10 lead. Claus breaks from the huddle. Ferry defense trying to dig in. The Crusader offense. Snap of the football. Claus will roll to the right side, trying to turn the corner. He does. Slides to the turf after wasting some time. 25 seconds on a turning clock. And that will be all she wrote tonight for the Martins Ferry Purple Riders as the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central will win this contest 13-10. The clock is ticking down. We're just at 10 seconds right now. Here comes Dave Bruni across the field. He'll shake hands with Craig Farrar, and it is over, ladies and gentlemen. From Martins Ferry, the final tonight, the Crusaders of Steubenville Catholic Central have beaten the Purple Riders 13-10. It's been an exciting night of high school football. We'll need...